All right, so we have two methods here. One checks if the current polygon object is selected and if it's a mesh, and then we have another one that checks if that selection is a actually is a polygon object. Because remember, we're calling, if it is a polygon, we are calling our essentially our method up here, right? Because this variable is storing a reference to this method or this function. So let's go ahead and create another function here. And what we'll do is in this one, we'll get our polygons data. So define, and we'll call this get data. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to copy this line and we'll just call it after check selection. So we'll call that method down here. And what we want to do, zoom in a little bit better so we could see that, is we're going to make a variable called selected objects. And this object is going to store, it's same thing as kind of up here where we have this selected objects. Let's copy this line actually. And we're going to check if the object is selected. And we will create another variable called obj, which is short for object. And we'll say if these selected objects, if we have something in here. So we want to essentially check, because remember this is sort of storing a array of values. We want to check if we are essentially on the 0 element, which is the, if you think about arrays, they actually start at element 0, not 1. So we want to make sure that in element 0 we actually have an object selected in our array. And let's create a variable here called Vertex n, and it'll be equal to what we're trying to do is figure out, we want to evaluate this polygon. So poly evaluate if it actually has any vertices, right? So if it does, if obj has some vertexes, and we can actually kind of, let's see, let's comment this. Here we check if we have verts. And so I'm going to copy and paste this line, and we're going to do the same thing for edges and faces. So edge number, and you probably guessed it. We can just make this edge. There we go. And then we'll make another one below this one, and we'll do this as face n, and we'll name this face, and these should all be capital T's. I'm just going to double click this, copy, paste, and we will print out the number of vertexes. So I'm going to grab vertex n, and what we say is vert number, and then let's print out our vertex number. And let's do the same thing for edge. All right, so let's bring this up just a little bit here. Come on. All right, so I'm going to save this, and let's make a cube. So I'm just holding shift and right clicking. And let's actually, to check if this works, let's do our display, heads up display, and let's do polygon count, which is here. And if I run my script, we get, let's see, The vert number is 8, and you can see here we have verts that are 8. We have the edge number, which is 12, and we have the face number, which is 6. So our script is pretty accurate. And on top of it, we, here, let me clear this for a second so you guys can see this again. Let's see, clear all. Oh, no, we don't want to clear all. There we go. So I'm going to hit Control Enter, and you could see from the start of our script down here, we have congrats, you found a polygon, and this is the information about our polygon.